We're back. We're back. We're back.
Turkey week. Repping the colors.
It's a big week for football fans because not only is it a time for you to sit down on the couch, stuff your face, enjoy time with some family, but we got elite football, elite sports. And guess what? This year, we have 3 games, but not just 3 games, 3 insane games. And we're going to get into that right in a bit, but we got to talk about last week. Right? You got to talk about last week, and we'll start off with our record last week. Again, as you see, I went 8-4, another victorious week. I mean, we got to keep this streak alive. So, as Kobe said, there's nothing to be happy about, you know? So we got to maintain that streak. MC went 500, 6-6. The Chiefs ended up pushing. So he went 6-6. Yo, first time on the pod over 500. He went 7-6.
I went 7-6. I thought
You did not, because the Chiefs pushed.
Oh,
The Colts. He had the Colts plus 3.5, and that hit. Damn. So he went 7-6. MC went 6-6. I went 8-4. But you know what? Good job for Yo-Yo, man. First time pulling up here. He made it a super fun podcast. He'll be back. He will be back. And so let's get into the team of the week last week. MC, why don't you start us off?
How about them boys? Let's start there.
Yeah.
How about them boys?
Absolutely.
Defense showed up again. Second week with Quinnen Williams, and they showed up again. Resilience is the word for that team.
Absolutely.
That was one of our good friends, Machine, just came back to the house like a new person. He was revived. Cowboy fans, he's
a diehard fan.
There's life now. Yeah. There's life now. Second half comeback was just insane. Glad it happened against Philly as well. Yeah, that's my team of the week.
Look, my team of the week is honestly not going to be his rest. I'm going to run it back again with the Rams. It just took over, man. Like, it wasn't even a fun game to watch, to be honest. And obviously, without Bake, that wasn't funny either. But 34 points. Defense only allowed 1 passing touchdown. Devontae had 2 touchdowns. Dude, this team's a force. They're dominant. So I have to go with the Rams again. But let's go on to the shitter of the week. Shitter of the week, I'll start this one off. Pretty simple. Got to go with the Minnesota Vikings. You got to give me at least 1 touchdown. At least 1 in a divisional game. But guess what? JJ's not it, guys. I've been saying it. I'm sorry, MC. I know that hurts your heart, but I agree. He's not the guy. Don't get me wrong. They played an elite defense. So keep that in mind. But it doesn't matter. You got to give me 1 touchdown. 1. All he got was 2 field goals. So that's my shit of the week.
My shitter of the week has got to be Las Vegas Raiders, bro. 10 total points. Not a single touchdown until 5 minutes left in the fourth. It was a pass touchdown to GNT. Offense is just not it right now, like at all. And they also made a really bad offense in the Browns look really good. Shadir's debut. Quinshawn scored 2. Shadir had a pass tutty. The Raiders have just been so bad, bro. They're just like, they've been really bad. It's been underwhelming. And they're my shitter of the week. They could have been last week also, but
yeah,
I'm going to give it to them this week. They've just been so bad overall.
Yeah. I'm going to touch on that later because I don't want to talk too much about the Browns or the Raiders because we're going to talk about them later. So let's just dive right into it. We're going to go into Turkey Day, man. Thanksgiving, a beautiful day.
Well, no, wait, you don't want to do MVP? We got to go fantasy MVP.
Yeah, but honestly, I don't even think it's even worth talking about.
It's not worth talking about.
It's not. Let's just get it over with.
1,
2, 3.
JSN.
Wow. Yeah, look. What? You get Jason?
JSN is my fantasy MVP. We have different picks. Wow. We thought they were locked.
Yes.
So now we got to give our vote for each one.
I didn't even think we had to talk about that segment, to be honest.
I'm talking about it.
Talk about it. I want to hear it.
JSN number one fantasy player right now. I think it's pretty undisputed, right? I mean, JT had a really weak week. He didn't really do that well. He put up 8 points. JSN's running with it. JSN is right now the number one fantasy player in my opinion. He had 2 touchdowns, 167 yards, 8 receptions, longest reception of 63 yards. I mean, dude, this guy's fucking him. How many points did he have? Let me check real quick. He had 37.1 fantasy points. He's just adding on to this incredible year.
Yeah. I'm gonna cut it short. Gibbs, come on, highest score of the week. Over 200 yards. I think 4 touchdowns.
Like, did he really?
Yeah, I think he did.
Oh.
I know he ended the game with the 69-yard touchdown. You know what's the best part about this though? Is that it's awesome that I have one answer, MC has the other answer, and I have both of them on my team. It's a beauty. At one point, I was projecting 200 points, which was like awesome. But I'm not here to talk about fantasy. I'm here to talk about NFL football for week 13. And it starts off on the beautiful holiday, Thanksgiving. One of my favorite holidays. And a big reason why it's one of my favorite holidays is because of this sport. And we're going to talk about the games that we have. And we're going to start off at 1 o'clock. The Packers against the Lions. Look, this is a fucking ball game.
I think every game on this Sunday slates will be great.
Great. Yeah. The thing is, Thanksgiving football is always great, but in particular this year, I really love the matchups. And so let's start off here in this divisional matchup. Why don't you start off, MC?
I'm gonna run it back. I like the cheesy cheese. I like the Wisconsin cheddar. Believe it or not, this is the first game the Packers are underdogs the entire season. First game. Believe it or not, we're in week 13. And this is their first game as an underdog. Jordan Love is 2-0 on Thanksgiving Day. 5 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Packers defense is going to have to do its job. They've been there all year. But they got to do their job against a tough offense. They got to contain Jahmyr Gibbs. And Love is going to have to take care of the football and put some points on the board. And I think that's doable. The Lions, the Giants put up a bunch of points on the Lions this past week. That defense has not been that well. So I'm going with the underdog. For the first time this season that they're the underdogs. The cheese.
Yeah.
Green Bay Packers.
Look, it's 1 o'clock. This Thanksgiving, man, I love me turkey. I love me some stuffing. I love me some sweet potato. I love me some mashed potatoes. But give me some cheese as well. So I'm gonna want some cheese as well with that. This is actually, fun fact, this is the most played game in Thanksgiving history. Packers and Lions. It's the most played. This is the 23rd time that they play on Thanksgiving. And look, both teams are chasing first place. The first place Bears. So the loser of this game is gonna fall even further back in the division. So the Packers defense really showed up last week. We haven't really seen the offense click yet. We really haven't. But I think they finally click here in Thanksgiving. I think the Lions have been the Lions that we've seen in the past. Not to mention the public is all over the Lions on this one. So yeah, quick and simple. We're both eating cheese in Thanksgiving. We love it. Where are we going next?
Game 2, I believe it's 4 o'clock. Chiefs at Dallas. You get us going. You want to get us going?
What a bang. Yeah. Look, both teams won must-win games last week. Coming back from double digits in the second half. Both of them.
Just as your aim.
Those were massive comebacks. And very crucial ones in terms of playoff picture. Look, let's be real. This is a playoff game. This is a playoff game. Because the winner is likely to advance, whereas the loser is probably done. I think the Chiefs can still advance. They beat the Chargers on the road, but it makes it much more difficult this loss. So, truth is, though, I don't think they lose here. I don't. Look, the Cowboys defense, I don't think they can hold up with what Mahomes is going to bear. I don't. For the fact, Mahomes has played a lot at AT&T when he was at Texas Tech. But no, this is his first NFL game at AT&T.
Oh, wow.
So that's a fun fact, and I think he's going to pull up and he's going to down it. I do. I think, look, Look, I think the Cowboys have been incredible the last 2 games. They have. I backed them both times. But I think this is not a spot to back them. I think this is where they cool down. And I'll admit that the Chiefs defense has been pretty suspect this year. Someone needs to wake Chris Jones up because he hasn't done much this year, and especially since the season's starting to end. It's getting to that later half. So I think as long as the defense shows up and does their part, I think they're gonna cruise to this one.
It seems like every week, bro, the Chiefs are playing for like that playoff spot. The last 2 or 3 weeks, it feels that way, and we're here again. I expect Dallas to score. They're arguably the best offense in the league right now. I expect them to score. I do, but I expect KC to finally expose his Dallas defense once again. I mean, since this trade deadline when they got Quentin Williams and Logan Wilson, the defense has really showed up. They look great. But I think that's all they're gonna get exposed for the first time since that trade happened. It's a tough spot. Mahomes it's a tough punch to just swallow. Yeah, I think it's too big of a punch for them. I think Mahomes is coming for them. I think, like I say every week, and I sound like a broken record at this point. Play for a playoff spot. I'm backing these guys. I'm staying on that train.
Yeah.
They worked last week versus the Colts, and I'm expecting it to work again on the big stage in Thanksgiving Day. Chiefs -2.5, buying down a half a point.
Yeah, it's certainly been a trend of this podcast, and we're gonna keep riding it.
Yeah.
It's going to the night game.
So primetime Thanksgiving Day, we got Cincy at Baltimore.
I want to set someone off.
Okay.
Joe Shiesty. Joey franchise. Joe Cool. Joe Burr. Joe B1 Kenobi. Joe Burr with an X. BDJ. Look, he's back. As someone who drafted Lamar, I can confidently say that this hasn't been a Lamar Jackson season. It's been a little underwhelming season for him. He's not 100% healthy, so I'm anticipating him to not be as active on the ground. But I think he'll be active, making some good throws. So I can see the Ravens taking this one. I do see the Ravens taking this one.
ML?
But Shiesty could definitely keep it close. So I think it'll be pretty boring for me to not go with at least Bengals +7.5. But I think this is actually this should be a fun one for sure.
So your pick is
Bengals at 10.5.
Okay. So the Ravens have won 5 consecutive games. They won 5 in a row, but it's all been because of a defensive turnaround. Lamar's been awful. 0 touchdowns in his last 2 games. 2 turnovers. Baltimore failed to cover the spread against Dylan Gabriel's Browns and Tyrod Taylor's Jets. 2 of the worst teams in the NFL. They failed to cover. This is the game their luck runs out, in my opinion. Joe Shiesty's back. One of my favorite quarterbacks in the game. He's that old school pass accuracy quarterback that I've always loved, that Tom Brady style of play. One of my favorites in today's game. I think he shows up in big time fashion. I think 7 points is way too much for him and Jamar coming back. I would say to take them on a money line, and I am going to take them on the money line. But my pick for this play, the value's there. I'm going to take him at +7. It's too many points for that offense. +7.5 seems very safe, and I'm taking the money line as well. But like I said, my pick's +7.5 for this podcast. And that leads us into Black Friday. Black Friday, we got Ben Johnson's Bears playing at Lincoln versus the Philadelphia Eagles. The line right now is at -7. Some people may say it's a big spread because the Bears have a great record. I believe, where are they? 9-2?
8-3.
8-3.
As well as the Eagles.
And the Eagles are as well 8-3. Both great teams, great records so far.
Both first place, yep.
And I mean, dude, it's just hard not to back the Eagles coming off a loss just backing the Eagles in general, it's hard not to. And then now considering that they're coming off a very tough loss, just blowing the second half lead, not even scoring. I expect the defending champs to come out hungry. I think they're going to be mad after that sellout loss against the Cowboys. The offense, despite their recent struggles, is one of the league's best. If not, you can argue the league's best, no matter what. I mean, a team that basically needs 8 yards and 3 plays to get a first down because you know that tush push is going to come in handy. I just think coming off a loss at Lincoln Memorial, I'm backing the Eagles to cover at -6.5.
Okay. Well. Yeah. Black Friday. Are you a Black Friday shopper?
Yeah, I have not really hot.
I don't. I'll be honest. But one place that I will be shopping is Lincoln. I'll be shopping there and I'll be taking Eagles -7. It's kind of crazy. This has to be a record, right? This is 4 straight that we're on the same page. It's crazy.
Maybe it's a sign.
Maybe it is a sign. But look, this is a statement game for the Bears, right? They are in through. Last week they won. They didn't have Aaron Rodgers playing, so maybe they lucked out. But look, I think this could be a franchise-altering win for them. It could be. And I honestly hope they pull it off because everyone knows how much I hate Philly. But let's look at the truth, right? The Eagles are the reigning champs. First place. But they're not playing the way that the Eagles should be playing. They're not. And the way that they should be playing is by giving Saquon Barkley the ball. That's the way that they should be playing.
He's got to wake up, though.
They seriously got to go back to that style of play, bro. After last week's game, being up 21-0, he had 10 carries. That's unacceptable if he's on your offense.
But you have to also take into consideration, he's admitted it himself. He's been awful. He's in a slump, he says. He said it. He needs to wake up. As much as I agree with you, they got to change maybe a little bit of the play style, play calling. But he's got to do his part. And he's got to show up.
They were dominant because of him last year. Because of him. They got to start giving him the ball, let him do his work, and I think they'll cover 100%. I could also see the defense making it I could see the defense making Caleb struggle a lot this game. I could see that a lot.
That's why I see this game being won.
Yep. So yeah, I got to bounce back one as well. After a loss, that's pretty easy, And as someone who has been backing the Bears all podcast, not a good spot for them. It's not. But that leads us to Sunday.
1:00.
Yeah.
Niners at Browns.
Yeah.
The Lions right now +5.5 Browns. Go. Get it started.
Okay. I'm impressed. I'm impressed, guys. Right here.
Are you?
Right here.
That's great.
This man Shadur has crazy pressure, bro. Crazy hype, crazy pressure. And he still got the job done away on the road last week. Fun fact, since the Browns returned to the NFL in 1999, this is the first time a quarterback wins their first career start.
That's awesome. Which is crazy. That's awesome.
I'm glad. First starts are 0-17, but this time they won. So that's good for him. And good for the Browns, man. And I think this could be a spot where they get a little revamped, after seeing how they played off rip. They were scoring off the get-go. And not to mention the Raiders are horrible. I'll admit that. But you know who isn't horrible? Myles Garrett. This guy's playing at an unreal level.
What do you have? 3 sacks last game?
Maybe.
I think it was 3 sacks.
Yeah, that sounds all right. This guy is just unreal. He should be in MVP consideration. Thing is, the Browns are horrible. They don't even accept defensive players like that. But anyways, lock for defense player of the year. I think him, along with the other young defensive players that they have, they're going to keep it close, I think. I'm going to buy up. I'm going to go with Browns at +7. I know we love seeing that, this and that. It's going to be a bad spot for Brock Purdy. I could see that happening.
So, yeah, I mean, I like the way Shadur looked. I think he was great. I agree with you, bro. However, it was against the Raiders. My shitter of the week, in my opinion, probably the worst team in the league. And the defense helped a lot in that win. Like you said, Myles Garrett, that defense was great. It's a good defense. I think the Niners are going to be too much for Shadur to handle. It's a great defense. They made the Panthers look really, really bad on Monday night. Bryce Young,
That's ain't great.
it's a really good defense. There's no denying that. I mean,
It's a hurt defense.
it is a hurt defense. Fred Warner's out, sure. I think is Bosa still out, but no,
He's out.
he's out. Okay, they've still done their job. They're still a great defensive team. Monday night, Bryce Young looked awful. The Carolina Panthers have been one of the most successful teams against the spread this year, and they only put up 9 points. Niners defense is good. I think it's going to be way too much for Shadur. I think this is not the Raiders. I expect a low-scoring game. I think it's two good defensive teams, but you can ultimately and always rely on CMC to give the offense some points on the board. No matter what, I think that's going to be the edge. I have 49ers covering -5.5 in a low-scoring ball game.
Yeah. Hopefully CMC doesn't see too much of Myles Garrett, but that's our first time.
You don't got to worry about that. CMC, you put him in the slot, you make him rush at the middle, whatever it is.
Oh, trust me, I know. But look, let's go into the next one.
Jags at Titans.
Let's do that.
At Tennessee.
This is the second AFC South matchup this week at 1 p.m. Because the Texans and Colts also play. Texans and Colts also play at 1 p.m. But yeah, this is the first AFC South matchup that we're going to talk about. And look, there is some history of Tennessee taking on the Jags. There is. The Jags, look, they've been great at winning games this year. Yeah. I just don't give a fuck. I don't. And I'm going to continue riding with Camel in Tennessee. Spread?
What do you mean?
Spread.
6.5.
This might be the upset of the week because I could see them winning outright. There, I said it.
I like it, but you said...
I said it. I think the Titans can win this game outright.
What spread?
What?
What spread are you taking?
No, money line.
That's your pick. Titans money line.
My pick's spread. But I'm
What's
saying
spread?
+7, I said.
You didn't say. Now you said.
No, I said +7. We can run the clip back. But
okay, so
Titans +7.
Okay.
But I will be sprinkling some money line. I think there's a lot of value here. I think Jags are annual frauds. I do. I'm sorry. You know, despite
counting, man.
I know, despite losing last week, I actually think the Titans looked better than they have before. And so I like to see them continuing to heat up into this spot. So for safety, let's go +7. But I think this could be the upset of the week. I really do.
I'm with you, bro. I mean, the Jags have won 2 straight. And I think they might take the foot off the gas. You know, they're playing a 1-win team in the Titans. They'll be a little comfortable. I think they're going to take their foot off the gas. I think they've also... It's a fact that they've played a lot of tight games on the road this year. The Jags they've all been very tight games. The Cardinals, I'm forgetting the others, but they've been a lot of tight games on the road. And at the end of the day, it's a home game, divisional game for the Titans. I like the spread here. I'm taking +7.5. I'm sick of the push like happened with the Chiefs. I'm taking +7.5. And the Titans have shown some spirit lately, bro. I mean, they covered against the Seahawks, one of the league's best teams right now. So I'm going again. Titans +7.5.
All right. I'll add the half. I'll go +7.5 as well.
Oh, you are? No, okay.
You're right, because dude, that Chiefs push was like,
Did you push too?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, we both have -3. But
all right. That goes to the next divisional game. Houston Texans at Indianapolis.
Yeah.
There's no denying, man, that Houston's defense has proven to be legit. Legit. Top 5 in the league, I think. Safe to say. Now, with that being said, I'd be shocked if the Texans beat the Bills and then the Colts in back-to-back weeks. I would be shocked, in my opinion. And if they do, hats off. But I'd be shocked. I think the Colts have proven to be a top 5 team this year. They've been very consistent. They show up almost every game. And they just lost last week to the Chiefs. You know how we feel about the Chiefs. It's Patrick Mahomes, Andy Reid. That's a loss that we can take. You know what I mean? I think the Colts are coming off a loss now. It's a JT bounce back game. I'm taking the Colts, but I'm gonna buy down 2 points. I'm gonna take it on -2.5. I think the Texans defense has earned that right for me to buy down 2 points. So I'm gonna take the Colts at -2.5. Okay, what you got?
What happens when an unstoppable force runs into a brick wall?
Stops. That's his matchup.
You said it yourself, it stops. Texans D. First in yards allowed. First in points allowed. No one in the league scoring on this team, guys. No one. No one in this league is scoring on the Texans.
But if I say could,
You say top 5. I say they're the best defense in the NFL, guys. Fair. The stats are there to back it up. But the Colts might just be the best offense in the NFL.
exactly.
That's why I opened it up with that question, because I think that's exactly the best way to put this matchup. Davis Mills. 3-0 as a starter. Of course, as I mention every week, the defense is showing up. Yes. But I have to give respect where respect is due. I mean, he has limited turning the ball over. He has. The defense has been showing up, but he also has limited turning the ball over. So I'm giving credit where credit's due.
Take into consideration, though, that Stroud might be coming back. Might. It's not official yet.
Well, look, if you know me, you know I love me divisional upsets. Love them. So give me the Texans and the spread. But I'm also going to be taking the money on
Texans?
the Texans. That's right. I'm fading the Colts back-to-back weeks. This is going to be a reality check for the Colts after this week. They're going to have to look at themselves in the mirror, and they're going to be like, okay, we had a hot start, but where are we now? We just played the Chiefs. We lost. We just played the Texans. And are they going to lose or not? I see them losing. But for the safety, again, I'll go Texans +7 for the safety.
So you're buying 3 points.
Or it's at 5?
It's at 4.5.
Oh. Tricky. Okay. I'll go with Texas +5. Texas +5, because 3, I'm sure the odds won't be that good. At +7. So let's go Texans +5. I know, back-to-back ballsy picks. I got Titans +7, Texans +5. But let's go into...
Let's go to our neck of the woods. Let's go to our side of town. Fuck. No fuck. We're going to be there. Hard Rock Stadium, 1 o'clock. Saints at Dolphins. The line right now is -6 Miami.
I saw it. At 5.5.
Hey, it's big for a reason, brother. And we're riding with this motherfucker. We're riding here. In A-Chain, we trust. In A-Chain, we trust. Yes or no? In A-Chain, we trust. 2-game win streak. Coming off a bye week. We're going to stay hot against a poverty team in the Northern States. The Saints are 3-8 against the spread. Let's make it 3-9. Fins on the spread all day long. Let's go. Let's go. Don't tell me you're fading me. Don't tell me you're fading me.
I'm not fading you.
Okay. And what's that face?
Publix all over us. 5.5? The fuck's that about?
What do you want it to be at?
Huh?
What do you want it to be at?
Bro, it was at 7. Now it's at 5.5. I'm not liking that at all, bro. Look, all I'm saying is that this might be my Easter egg of the week. Dolphins coming off a bye. They've been coming off a few wins. Now they're playing an auto fade team. Of course, I'm gonna take Dolphins -5.5. Of course,
You better.
not enthusiastic about this game. Not, especially gonna be there watching Spencer Rattler. Like,
I'm pumped.
but look, we have to cover this, man. This is like not my favorite game of the week. I love how pumped the C is. I will be pumped to be there as well. But in terms of picking a spread, I mean, yeah, Dolphins at -5.5. I'm with you.
All right. Wish we were more enthusiastic about that, but I get your concerns.
Yeah.
Let's go to MetLife. Falcons at Jets. This is my worst. This is the worst game on the slate.
Back-to-back stinkers, honestly.
No, this is a stinker. This is the worst game on the slate, without a doubt. I don't even.
You know what? Yeah, I agree.
I don't have many notes on this game. I'm just gonna.
Bro, we got Kirk Cousins versus Tyrod Taylor.
Yeah. I'm not gonna say much. This is just honestly flip a coin, like battle of shit.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take Jets +3. Why not? Give me some value, some plus money. That's what I'm gonna go with because I don't feel comfortable taking Falcons at all on the road. I'd rather just take the Jets at +3. I don't even have much to say about it. You with me?
You've been tapped in. Are we?
No, yeah,
Bro, we're on the same page right now. I like it.
we have two different ones. We have Niners and the Colts.
This is different. We're aligning a lot this week.
More than usual.
Yeah. This is interesting, and I love it. I love it. Yeah, Jets spread +3. I can see a win here too. These teams are just bad, bro. These teams are bad. So I'm gonna fade on that again. I did last week. I said that Raheem Morris could lose his job last week, but I think he's still in the same hot seat. You know, there's another shitty team that they're playing. So if they lose here again, no, not again, but if they lose here, yeah, I think his job is still at risk for sure.
All right, let's go. Let's move on.
All right, let's go to where we'll be for Thanksgiving, Tampa. Look, Cardinals at Bucks. Bucks coming off a game I'm sure that you want to look at again. So if it's not the Bucks that I know, but
Buck is back. Buck is back. Are the Bucks back? Is the question.
that's a great. Dude, they gotta pay you for that. Like that was fire.
Buck is back, but are the Bucks back?
That's already headlines. I see it.
That's the question.
Look, the actual question is Big gonna be back? I don't know, but Buck's back, and look, regardless if it's Big or Teddy Bridgewater, I think the Bucks are too good of a squad to fold here, especially after last week. Look, I'm gonna be honest also, and this is funny because I had Bucky Irving in fantasy and I traded it to him. I thought Bucky has been healthy for weeks now. That's what I've been hearing, that he's been healthy for weeks now. I don't know what's going on, if it's a mental or physical thing, but I hope they hand him the ball this week and shows everyone in Tampa and gives everyone in Tampa a statement, because he's needed in this one. They need him this week, 100%, especially if Bake's not playing. So,
Yeah.
let's go Buck -3.
Yeah, I'm riding with that too, brother. We're topped in. Bucks -3. 3-game losing streak's got to come to an end. It's embarrassing for this caliber of a team.
Agree.
Regardless of who starts at QB, the Bucks are back. Buck is back. Bucks -3.
Let's move on.
Let's go to Carolina. Rams at Panthers. 10.5 the spread right now. I think that's too big.
That's a big number.
I think that's too big. I think the Rams are due to cool down. They've just been pounding on everybody. It's every week. It's a tough matchup versus the Seahawks. They beat them. Now they just beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers Sunday Night Football. Belts ass there. They gotta slow down at some point. You know, I think 10. I'm not saying they're gonna lose by any means, but I think they'll win within 10.5 points. I'm taking Panthers plus 10.5. I think it's a lot. Panthers are home. Panthers are 7-5 against the spread this year. And it seems like a trap game also. I feel like the public's going to be all over the Rams considering how they played last week. Taking Panthers spread, plus 10.5.
Yeah. Look, 10.5. It's a big number to cover. Massive. I think it's massive for a reason, because look, everyone's going to be on LA. So they have to put it at that. You know, Stafford's playing at an MVP caliber level.
Absolutely.
But I gotta be honest, guys. The defense deserves their flowers, bro.
Holy shit.
I mean, you saw last week, man. It was. I don't know. All I'm saying is that they shut the Bucs down, and I could see them putting Bryce Young in hell. I could see Bryce Young. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. I'm gonna keep shitting on him. I don't think Bryce Young's good at all. I don't. And against his Rams defense, it's not a formula for success. It's not. Um, I just don't think the Rams have given or shown me a reason to not take them at 10. So yeah, I think they're gonna take care of business on the road. So give me the Rams at -10 to cover that big number. It's a big number. But let's move ahead to 4 p.m., right?
3 game slate.
3 games, 4 p.m. Which game do you want to talk about first? Let's see.
Let's go to Seattle. Another big spread. Vikings, Minnesota Vikings at Seattle Seahawks. There's no doubt the Vikings offense has been atrocious. There's no doubt. If anyone can stop this Seahawks and Sam Darnold from what they're doing, it's his old team. It's Brian Flores. Nobody knows him better than them. Nobody. And when I say stop, I'm not saying win. I'm saying restrain him. I'm saying put him in a corner, make him feel uncomfortable. That's what I'm saying. The Seahawks failed to cover last week against the Titans. They still won. I think they won by 10. But I think this team is better than the Titans.
Yeah, sure.
And this line's very high, no matter what. I think 10 has a lot of points. I'm gonna trust Flores. I'm gonna trust this defense to put some pressure on them. And I think I like the Vikings that puts 10.5. I think the public's gonna be on the Seahawks by 10.5. So I'm gonna ride with the Vikings here.
And Brian Flores we trust, brother.
You too?
We're back. We're back riding with one another.
All right.
I'm with you with everything you said. The Vikings lost last week ugly. They're my shitter of the week. That's too good of a team to not bounce back. I don't think they're going to stay there. I think it starts with here. I'm not saying they're going to win, though. I just think 10.5 is a massive number. I do think the Seahawks are great. I do. But again, dude, they know Darnold. And I think they're going to show that here and maybe not win, but maybe cover 10.5. So, we're together.
All right. Let's go to Pittsburgh. Bills at Steelers. The line right now is at 3.5. Aaron Rodgers should be back, I think, is what I'm hearing.
Mm-hmm.
He hasn't looked well this season, in my opinion, at all. And I don't know how comfortable this left wrist is going to be. So, regardless if he was there or not, I would definitely take the Bills at -3. Coming off an embarrassing loss to Houston on Thursday Night Football. They've had a long week. They're contemplating that loss. And I think they gotta show up. They gotta keep their playoff and divisional hopes alive. And so I'm gonna take them at -3. Right, they get to a good spot for them.
Yeah. No. Look, I mean, what you said is a great point. They got absolutely shut down by the Texans defense. But Aaron Rodgers is playing. And you're right, he hasn't been that good. He hasn't. But I think this is another spot for the Bills where they're going to struggle. I think this is another spot. I think Pittsburgh's defense is going to match up pretty well against Buffalo. So I also love Tomlin as an underdog. I really do. He's consistent with that, especially on the road. I think it's gonna be a very slow game. I think it's gonna be very low possession, very slow game. And look, Buffalo, they struggled last week. I think they aren't just gonna bounce back and say, "Oh, we're back." I don't think so. I think they could win. They could, but I think this is gonna be a tight game that's slow, and I like Tomlin as an underdog always. So, yeah, I'm gonna go with Pittsburgh to less 3.5. Yeah, there you go.
All right, so now we head to SoFi. Raiders at Chargers. Raiders were the shitter of the week last week. They've been horrible for the last 2 weeks. They're just so bad. They got embarrassed by the Cowboys, embarrassed by shitters Browns. I'm going to put it plain and simple. I just cannot back them being on the road here against a good Chargers team. Chargers, I'll buy down the points, -7. Keep it safe. That's it.
Yeah, look, I don't like any game that says Raiders. Don't like any of that. Like, keep me away from that shit. But this is another divisional matchup where I see the Chargers get a win at home. I do. 10 is too big of a number for me. I know that this team is horrible. It's atrocious. But I think Brock Bowers was ape. I think they somehow find a way to cover. Like, somehow.
All right, so there's a way that we could both go in then.
There is.
Maybe they win by 8. Or maybe I get a push by 7.
Yeah. That'll be dope.
All right.
Raiders was 10. I don't even want to hear myself say it.
All right. Let's go to Sunday Night Football. Broncos at Washington Commanders in D.C. Tough game. Weird game.
Not my favorite primetime.
Not a great primetime. The line right now, I believe, is set at 6.5. Let me confirm. It's a -6 actually right now. Denver. I think it's a very weird line. I think it's your typical trap primetime game. I think public's going to be all over Broncos -6. It's just, why is it even, this should be like a minus at least 8, 7.5 line. 6, I don't know. Weird line for me. Money's on the Broncos. Trap, your typical trap primetime game. Give me the Commanders +7.
Okay. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I hate the Commanders this year. It's a strong word, but dude, this team is Terry's not showing up. Debo is playing here and there. Mariota, what's his name? Daniels isn't even playing. Like, I just hate this team, man. I understand they're home. I think that's why the spread is at that. But I don't care. I think the Broncos are a great squad. That will take care of things here. So now we're starting to pick up on us fading each other. So yeah, let's go with Broncos 6.5. I get that the public's on it. I totally understand that. And that's normally it's not me. Normally I don't go along with that, especially in prime time. All right. But Commanders have not shown me anything for me to back them, especially against such a great team. So I know you wanted to move on, so let's move on.
Let's go. Monday Night Football. I like this one. There's Giants at New England, Gillette Stadium.
I love this one.
Yeah. I think right now the line's Patriots -7.5. As I said last week, the Giants hang with the great teams. Packers beat the Eagles. They did last year against the Lions. They went to OT. Patriots are one of the league's best teams. They're 10-2. They've won 9 straight, I believe. Dart is back. Dart should be back. I rephrase that. And I expect him to start where he left off. It's a primetime game. I do not expect this to be a blowout. I'm going to take the Giants in the spread, +7.5. I like this spot a lot. I wouldn't be surprised if they win. I mean, the Patriots got to lose at some point. But I had the Giants +7.5.
Wow. Can we talk about, before we get crazy about Jackson Thorpe, can we talk about Jameis, bro?
Oh, I love Jameis.
Oh, brother.
That's right, no matter what. No matter what, I like the spread.
Jameis, you went crazy. You went crazy last week, bro. That had to be like I'm sorry. That was the best receiving touchdown by a quarterback in the NFL history.
Yeah,
that was the best quarterback touchdown in NFL history, bro. That got me so hyped. But anyways,
he burned that defender. That defender should be embarrassed, bro.
Yeah, for real.
That was bad.
But yeah, Jackson Dart, I think, is back. And I just love that primetime matchup, Dart versus Drake May. It's very, like, this is the future. Like,
Yeah.
And I just think that's the perfect way to end the show. This last game, because I'm going to tell you again, I'm riding with you here. And the last time the Patriots played a primetime squad, it was for The last time the Patriots played a primetime game, it was another New York team, and it was the Jets, and they couldn't cover that. So I'm gonna do the same here. I think they failed to cover. I think they could win. They should win. But give me the Giants. Plus 7.5. That's how we end the episode. Guys, I hope you guys have an amazing, amazing Thanksgiving with your family. This is a time to be with the people that matter most. This is a time to be thankful for everything in life. And it's also the time to enjoy some incredible football. So guys, I hope you guys have an amazing holiday. And as always, we'll be back next week. Like and subscribe. Comment if we're nuts. Comment if you agree with us. We want to hear what you guys had to say too. I don't want to just hear this guy's nonsense. So again, thank you very much, and we'll see you next time.
See you guys.